It's your girl J Kitty, y'all. Welcome to my channel.
One look and I breathe. One touch.
Let's jump into this juicy topic today, y'all. Y'all, it's your girl J Kitty. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, please do me a favor and hit that like, comment, and subscribe button and say yes to notifications. That way you can always stay tuned to all my content as soon as I drop it. What I have noticed, y'all, is it's definitely a huge generational curse that has come, and it ain't played with nobody. It ain't play no games. It said fuck everybody, and it's been on a tangent, just pew, 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 fucking people families up, fucking people life up. That's what's been going on. As of recently, I've been seeing a very big jump in teen pregnancies, a very big jump in these teenagers having babies, but the daddy is there the 9 months, and then when the baby is born, the daddy ain't with the mama no more. The daddy got a new girlfriend. Now the person that's having his baby is his baby mama, and the baby mama and the new girlfriend is into it. It's just a whole bunch of drama. That to me is real big right now. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I feel like a lot of people are just rushing because of what they see on TV, because of what they see on videos, because of what they see on social media. Not only is it putting pressure on people my age that's already grown, to look a certain way, to get a certain type of attention, but I don't really think people really understand the pressure that it puts on these teenagers that are coming up trying to look like me, 16, 17 years old. You shouldn't look this grown, to me, back then when I was in school, y'all, like especially high school, we had sex education class where the girls and the guys would be separated, and the girls, we learned, they basically and mostly focused on abstinence. That was huge. Like back then, you had to be abstinent. It was like you was a superstar if you was a virgin. Back when I was in elementary, high school, it was like you was a superstar, like you was Beyonce or somebody if you was a virgin. And if you wasn't a virgin, you was considered a hoe. That's how everybody looked at it. It wasn't no in between. It was either you was a virgin, you had your V card, or you was a thought. Back then, wasn't no thought. It was a hoe. Busser. We call them bussers and runners. That's what we call them. So I just feel like the world today has changed so much where nobody is promoting abstinence no more. Nobody is telling our young, beautiful black queens to save their body. Don't give it away. Keep the lid on the cookie jar. Don't give none to the cookie monster. Love yourself enough to save yourself for the person that wants to spend the rest of your life with you. And I feel that going back into like the Bible and stuff like that, when God said, you really supposed to save yourself for your husband, if we followed the Bible, if in this real world, in this real life that we live in, if we followed the rules of the Bible, a lot of these babies wouldn't be coming up and growing up into a home where it's only one parent. Now, I'm not saying that marriage is everything, because it's a good and a bad to everything. It depends on the person. It depends on the two people that come together, and it depends on their final outcome or where they see themselves in the future. Because as we know, divorce is real. People get divorced every day. So I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, back then when I was growing up and my mama had me and her generation, girls weren't having all these damn kids. Like, you was having one child. You might have had two. It wasn't no 20-year-old girl with 5 and 6 kids. That shit wasn't happening then. Back then, people actually struggled to raise kids, because anybody that got common sense in their brain will know It's not easy raising a child, whether you got the father around or not. Children are very expensive. They cost a lot of money. They need shit all the time. And guess who has to provide it? You do. The baby don't have nothing to do with you being a teenager and still living with your mama or your daddy, or, you still in school. That has nothing to do with the baby. That's why you shouldn't have been fucking, because you can't even fend for yourself. Like, I just feel like the way that the world is now, everything is accepted and it shouldn't be. There's no rules, there's no regulations, and there's no levels to none of this shit. Teenagers is doing shit that they ain't got no business doing, and everybody is cool with it. The way my mama was set up, my mama, she did a check. You know how they say birds of a feather flock together? My mama had to know, if I called you my friend, my mama wanted to meet your mama. She want to know what your mama do. She want to know what type of household your mama have. My mama didn't play that. That's another thing that's wrong with the world we live in today. Parents are not involved with what the fuck is going on with their children. You don't know what your daughter or your son is doing on their phone. You don't know who they texting. All these social media sites is children coming up missing and getting kidnapped. Why? Because your daughter or your son is online thinking that they chatting with another teenager, and little do you and them know that that's a whole pedophile on the other end of that screen trying to get its next victim. It makes no sense. I feel like the older generation did instill one thing in this generation, in my generation, and the generations that followed, which is wanting that bond or family unit, right? But one thing that we don't address, especially as Black people, is that everybody that you lay down with is not meant to be with you. Everybody that you lay down to get intimate with, you're not meant to be with them forever. And sometimes, and in some cases, people that you lay down with, get intimate with, and have a child with, sometimes it's not meant for y'all to still coexist in one space, if that makes sense. Now, again, children, in my opinion, will forever be a blessing. Having a baby is a blessing. Depending on what age you have that baby, it's still a blessing, That's why they tell us to wait till we get older, because when you're older, you're more prepared financially, physically, emotionally. You can adjust and adapt. You can be more responsible. But when you are young, having sex, and you don't really know what you're doing, and you laying down with a boy who is just as dumb as you are, how can y'all even think to create another life? Who's going to take care of it? Y'all parents going to have to help y'all take care of it. And it's not fair to them, because they're already taking care of you. I feel like these children are so smart. These teenagers are so intelligent. All we need to do is talk to them more. Like, nobody's talking. Everybody's on their fucking phone. Put that phone down. Tell your daughter or your son to sit down. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a family meeting. Motherfuckers ain't having family meetings no more. That's why y'all don't know. You have no idea your daughter is out here fucking. You have no idea your son is out here busting these bitches down. Because what? Because you ain't even involved in what's going on with your child. Like, no. But back on topic. So, I'm going to give y'all a prime example, which is me. When I had my son when I was 21, and pregnancy was an experience for me. I was very depressed, very lonely. A little bit of backstory: before I got pregnant with my son, me and his dad was together for 3 years. Very rocky, rough relationship. We was teenagers. Social media was just coming out back then. We had Tag and we had MySpace. Those was like the two biggest social medias out back then. So it was like, people start letting that social media shit go to their head, and our relationship wasn't the best before I got pregnant. I'm gonna be honest with y'all and tell y'all that. Like, I can honestly sit here and tell y'all I had no business laying down with him, let alone letting a baby come out of the situation. I knew better, and I just chose not to do better. as I stated, in my mind, I was just like, at a certain point, it wasn't about him, it was about me. And because at that point in my life, I didn't have any friends, because I didn't have no friends. It was just me. It was me. Nobody in my family liked his dad. Nobody wanted me to be with his dad. Like, he just didn't compliment me as a man. He was just who he was, and I was who I was. And then when I got pregnant, it was like, you expect whatever type of man you dealing with, you expect when you tell them that you about to have a child with them, for them to step up, and I was hoping for more quality time. I was hoping for more just stuff for me and him to do. I'm a real simple person, so I wasn't asking for much. But again, because we were young, we were teenagers, people was really getting into partying. We was out of high school. Like, all he wanted to do was go be a hoe. That's all he wanted to do. Go be a hoe with his brothers and his cousins. And all they wanted to do was find hoes. And I'm pregnant, and I don't feel like being bothered with that shit. So, honestly, y'all, I will tell y'all, I knew what I was getting myself into before I got into it. I wanted a baby for me, not for him. I wanted a baby because at that point in my life, I felt like nobody loved me. Nobody cared about me. Nobody really had my back like they should. And, I was battling with some mental health. I was battling with, a lot of suicidal thoughts. I felt like nothing in my life was going right. And a baby would give me a reason to want to live, because at that point I didn't. So not too long after that happened, mentally, it physically happened. And then I found out I was pregnant. And I'm going to just sum everything up and say this, y'all. Like, it's nothing wrong with wanting your family as a woman. I don't think no woman intentionally decides that they're going to be a nigga's or a man's, baby mama. First off, my son father already know not to call me that dumb shit. I was never his baby mama. I will never be his baby mama. I am the mother of his firstborn son. That's my title. Don't address me as nothing else, because I will cuss you the fuck out. Okay? Okay. We as women need to stop accepting that title. If that title don't fit you, stop allowing people to call you that. A baby mama, let me tell y'all what a baby mama is. A baby mama is a bitter woman who is no longer with the father of her children or child. She's angry because she still wants to be with him, and he does not want to be with her. So she uses the children as a pawn to force the dad to not be able to see the kids, because that's the only way she has control over him, because he's not with her. So y'all need to stop using that word. If it don't fit you, don't let people address you as that, and don't answer to that title. Again, y'all, this video is going to be part 1, and I'm going to make a part 2, because it's more stuff that I really want to talk about that I feel like is important, that I would like to address, that people need to hear. So, again, there's nothing wrong with wanting your family. There's nothing wrong with falling in love or deeply caring about somebody and really wanting to create a little person with that person. But we have to pay attention to the signs, because the signs are always there. Do not force a baby on somebody that don't want one. And what people are realizing now is you can't force nobody to be a parent. And that goes for men and women. You can't force a woman to be a mother to a child that she don't give a fuck about, don't want to be bothered with. And you can't force a man to be a father to a child that he don't give a fuck about and he don't want to be bothered with. Whether that got something to do with you or the child is irrelevant. So this is part 1 of part 2 videos. I will be back, you all. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And part 2 will be coming soon. I will talk to y'all in my next video. Peace. Please do me a huge favor and go follow me on all social media. I appreciate you all for watching. Thanks for the support. I'll see you in my next video.